wasn't too feisty. I'm with a best friend, she don't like me. Cracking acorns, spilled all on white tea. I'm in the bed, listening to high seat, and we're doing business.
Instead of making a video, I just made a community post. I want you all to know that I ain't dipping, I'm here for the long run path. Anyway, today's topic will be about why I feel Warframe events suck, and oh boy, the first example being the new one recently released is a perfect example of sucking. If you saw the dev stream you would automatically see some questionable things. Let me play the clip.
With actually brand new weapons to earn.
That's right.
So,
first and foremost, you are forced to play this with a volatile ogress.
Which means self-damage is back only for this game mode.
Back on the menu!
Which is to say, Galleon of Ghouls, you play, you will get a free ogress box skin. You will only be able to use a self-damage ogress, and you have to help Vahek. I mean, maybe we can hear him. I don't know if your audio.
Oh, she's up.
Is the speech slider up?
Tough to say.
I don't freaking.
We'll find out. I can do it though. Ah, hold on!
Oh my god!
Hold on. What is the voice?
It's I can do this audio. You can just go to the sliders there, yeah. And then
oh, it's in this, yeah. Narrative?
Yes.
Speaking of it, hold on. We can hack it.
So,
sorry.
No abilities.
There's no abilities. There's no gear either.
Yeah, and it's a capture mission, so you have to capture a ghoul who's going to run away from you very fast.
You gotta find him.
And you do have to find him.
Yeah, it's not very good. From what I gathered, you enter the mission with no abilities, which is a bit strange but I can live without. Next is this sorry excuse of the mission type being capture, because an event all about capture definitely won't be as bland and uninteresting like the Jade event. But what's really unfun, is the only unique mechanic, is you having a boring bland trash ass ogress as your only weapon. What an idea, bravo Rebecca! There are so many issues I could say. The way this slop event was made out to be cool, when it clearly fucking isn't, is just pathetic. And also dealing with the mission just being capture and nothing more. I'm so baffled how they could have greenlit this event, and I see the rewards, which is nice. No complaints there, but why the fuck is the gameplay just slop? Most if not all Warframe events are just slop, and you might wonder what classifies as slop to me. Well, for starters, the event has to have an extremely unengaging content loop, like for example Operation Belly of the Beast. A bland event with little to nothing happening on the screen. You can literally stand still and still complete the event, and it has stupidly easy enemies. This makes it, in my opinion, extremely forgettable. Let's see this current event, also has nothing memorable about it other than nostalgia bait from that ogress skin. Pair that with slop gameplay with a boring gameplay loop, and the nail on the coffin being, there's no way to make this event more challenging, nor scary. This leads to boredom and only playing the event for quite literally nothing. Now I get you to play events for only rewards, but how can an event be so boring? The mere idea of it makes me never want to boot this sorry ass game up again. No event in Warframe should be making me feel like this, but you know what? Let's actually show off the good events of Warframe, the ones that show off how good DE can cook if they bother to seriously lock in. Yes, that list was fucking biased to all hell, but to be honest, I don't really care. These events in my eyes showed off the fun aspects that can be achieved if they stopped doing events that are stale, boring, or have an uninteresting mechanic behind them. You can probably tell Scarlet Spear is my favorite event. Do you want to know why it's my favorite event, viewer? 1. It utilizes a unique game mode which can be incredibly fun and has boundless potential for fun events. 2. It introduced new sentients during that time and lead to fun interaction while also fleshing out the sentient Murexes you boarded in for my last point. New unique enemies like sentient railjack mobs and almost infinite scaling. Crazy, I know. Anyway, this is the stuff Warframe should see more often, but unfortunately, DE will somehow keep making these horrid events. They have a huge past in making such shitty events in the events, somehow getting glazed the living fuck out of, especially that sad excuse of one which I will always call out, BOTB. Now honestly, I'm not even sure why DE won't bother to invest more into memorable events or operations. They could really do good for the game, give people actual reason to play the game longer than a fucking hour and then go off for months. My best guess as to why they do the slow slop events is probably because they still don't have a team to fucking make events, and the least skilled and not very interesting people with horrible ideas make the events for them. Or, they just suck so much at making events it feels like they're so incompetent. And right now, there's still no events that have been as good as Scarlet Spear, and What really bugs me is the way everyone said that shit sucked, all because of bugs that again, DE should have fucking dealt with, but oh well. Rebecca isn't the smartest tool in the shed with events. Like, I can understand if the criticism was coming from everyone, but it was coming from a loud few, which makes it even more crazy that they did another Railjack event and somehow, even though it was worse in every fucking way, it got its own fucking game mode and was kept in a something cool. How does that make any fucking sense? Funny thing is, now it's not even fucking viable to run for any reason as the rewards are totally balanced. Bravo DE. Honestly, there needs to be change around this stuff, and I have a few ideas which obviously will not be heard, as most likely DE will never look for feedback that means anything because they're too busy getting sucked off by the thugs. Okay, back on track though. For starters, let's maybe stop doing events that consist of boring, uninteresting gameplay loops if they're based off. Ways to do that is adding higher difficulty tiers and maybe a mode that allows you to go really high, such as an endurance mode for the event that allows you to get more rewards, and you can get one of those ship tops for your ship maybe as a reward for playing the game mode, or a limited time game mode exclusive cosmetic. Another thing I'd suggest to do is maybe do more events with game modes that aren't used often, excluding Conclave, as nobody wants that, sorry. When I say game modes not used often, I am referencing basically only Railjack and maybe Steel Path if you want to consider it another game mode. Or perhaps use Circuit as a game mode as well and make it have limited game modes in there that have a twist in, like, for example, Void Cascade is in the mix, and if you want to progress and get the final Exalizer to spawn, you need to do a small puzzle almost like a Destiny 2 raid, and there are variations of this that are randomized. And if all that doesn't work, I feel you should just hire people who know how to make a good and interesting piece of content and events instead of making 50 million cosmetics nobody will bother using. Anyway, that's all I really got for ideas. Sorry if my ideas aren't too good. This video is really only made to talk about how these events are nothing of substance and are in dire need of a rework or adjustments in the philosophy and the way they're made. Unfortunately, the video is over. This video is just talking about small stuff, and I'm still getting my mojo back from what happened to me, so it's whatever. I'll hopefully make another video about something else, maybe about the dev stream or something a little cooler. Not sure which though. If you got a suggestion on what I should cover, do let me know. Have a good one. Or don't, the choice is yours. Also, Daily Rebecca thinking she's the same one who said Scarlet Spear isn't coming back and is the same person who prematurely released Railjack. Now do better DE. Okay, bye.